Okay, so very good evening. Welcome to Physics for Students and yet another live lecture on Vedas and physics. In the last lecture, what we have done is that we looked into some of the Sanskrit shlokas, which actually speaks about the concept of physics, etc. I got a good amount of comment also. Some people liked it, some people disliked it, but that is okay. I mean to say, as I made it clear that I'm not bringing into any kind of a religion into this particular part. So we saw this kind of a picture where we tried to understand what is the root of any mathematical or physics system and how it grows. So as we can see for the Vedas also, it basically speaks of the grassroots level, which is moving upwards, and then the branches which are moving downwards. So as I told you that this is basically from the Katha Upanishad chapter 3. Yes, Rudrasi, namaskar. So urdhva moolam vak shakha esho shatta sanatanaha tadeva shukram tad brahma tadeva amritam uchyate. So the meaning stands as urdhva mul, that means urdhva. Urdhva means obviously things which are moving upwards. So you can see that they are moving upwards. Avak means down, shak means branch, and esha ashatta sanatana. Ashwat means basically the banyan tree, and banyan tree is always that sanatan. Yeah, Ankan, hi, very good evening. So, Sanatana Tadeva Shukram, that means that indeed is the truth. Which is the truth? The root is the truth, where you define the mathematical system, something which is this one, where you see the roots are maybe the logic, algebra, set theory, whatever. Hi everyone from UK. My name is John. Glad to have a live show. Really enjoy your new videos, Shounak. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your name is John. Okay, yeah, welcome, John from UK, and this is a good time to speak you. Wishing you a Merry Christmas also and a Happy New Year. Although keep on, sorry, we keep on meeting and coming, so that's it. So I hope you will believe, love those Sanskrit shlokas, John, because you're from UK. Possibly you will be knowing more about the Oriental culture and how things are. Prasant Kumar Padi, yeah, very good evening. Okay, so that is basically the idea. Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma. That means the basic idea of this shloka is that we need to define the root of any hierarchical mathematical system. It can be a physical structure, it can be physics, mathematics, everything. That the root, that means before defining any kind of a mathematical system, etc., we need to be very clear about the roots. So if the roots are not sanatan, they are not eternal, they are not tadeva shukram, that means pure, that means the entire branch has to collapse. So this is basically, as I was telling in the last class, that Upanishad actually, if you talk of Katha Upanishad, which is a nice conversation between Nachiketa and Yama. So it is not called the chapters, these are called vallis. Vallis means the branches. So Prathama Valli, the first, Ditya Valli, the second, and so on. Okay, so we see this one. Tasmin loka sritashvarve taduna teti kaschana etad veitat. Now, this is something which we need to understand. Tasmin means that, loka means world, shrita sarve, that means which exists in all, tadunatyeti kaschana. Tat u means that and not, atyeti surpass anyone, etad veitat. Now, this is actually something which is very specific to this chapter of Upanishads and to others. Upanishad always says etad veitat. Etad veitat. Etad veitat means what this indeed is that. Now, this is something, I won't say difficult, but this is something that you need to take. What is that? Again, as I am telling, I'm not taking into account any god or any spiritual power. This indeed is that, means that this is the truth. What is the truth? The root. What is the root? The root is basically the mathematical or physics system from which everything actually exists. So tasmin loka shrita sarve tadunatyeti kaschana. In that words exists everything, and it cannot surpass, and that not surpass. Atyeti means actually surpass. That means if you define a very good mathematical or a physics system, it won't surpass. And that is that. Etad veitat. Etat veitat means that this is that. Similar kind of a shloka. So here is the basically the paraphrasing. Okay. Urdhva Mula Vak Shak. Yeah. Good evening from Ottawa. Eko Shatta Sanatana Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma Tadeva Amritamuchyate Tasmin Loka Shrita Sarve Tadunatyeti Kaschana. The banyan tree, let us understand banyan tree means any kind of a physical or mathematical system has its roots upwards. Obviously, it moves upwards and its branches are down. And the Vedic hymns are it lives. Now, in this case, Vedic hymns means the subjects. If I go back to this picture, where is that? Where is that? Yeah. So what are the subjects that you see here? You see differential equations, game theory, cryptography, real analysis, symmetry, complex analysis. So these are actually the subjects. These are actually the subjects. So here you see, if I go to this, the Vedic hymns are its leaves. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. That means if you know the tree, that is the root, you know everything. The pure form of this tree is the eternal supreme being, and that supreme being is the ultimate goal, declared as immortal. All the worlds are sustained by it, and none can be transcended, and this is that. So I mean to say, it is time that you really reflect onto that, you understand what it is. But as I try to show you that both in Upanishad and Gita and everywhere, it speaks of the true tree. Again, the tree is basically a metaphor because in shlokas and Vedas and Upanishads, there was a lot of usage of metaphor. So the tree is basically a metaphor of a entire physical and a mathematical system. And if you know the roots, etc., then possibly differential equations, all those which are lying on these overall branches, it will come clear. Okay, this is another same kind of a verse, but this is from Gita. So I'm taken that from Upanishad, which talks of the same physical system, and this is Gita. So what does it say? Urdhva mula adhashakam ashwattang prahura vayam chandangsi yasya paranani yastam vedasa vedavit. So everywhere the basic thing is the same, that is urdhva mula, right? So what does it say? It says urdhva mulam with roots upwards, adhashakam, ashwattham prahura vayam. Again it says that the banyan tree is said to be avyayam. Vyayam means, sorry, late to be joined. No problem, Rahat. Very welcome. Okay, urdhva mulam adhashakam ashwathang prahura vyayam. Vyayam, actually vyayam means which goes, avyayam means which is imperishable. That means it does not perish. That means with root upwards and branches downwards, the banyan tree is said to be imperishable. Chandangsi. Now here you see, this is also something which is very typical to Vedas and Oriental culture. Earlier, there was no system of writing. I mean to say, there was nothing that you really would write and understand, write and read. It was all shruti. Shruti means you hear everything. So the guru used to talk and the disciple used to listen. And only when you listen, you understand those truths. So that is why you see all those earlier Vedas, scripts, etc., are very chandangsi. That means they have a rhythm. Here, Chandangsi has been referred to as Vedic hymns, but basically this is Shruti. Shruti means the guru would only talk and the disciple or the other people would only listen, because there was no system of writing and memorizing. So Chandangsi Yasya Paranani. So the Vedic hymns, that means the subjects are the leaves who Chandangsi Yasya Paranani Yastang Vedasa Vedayas. Yastang, it is again a mixture of two words, Yatum, the Yattat. That means who knows that, they know the Vedas. Again, Veda is again a metaphor. It means basically the subjects which are differential equations, etc. So these two verses from two different books. One is the Katha Upanishad, which is the conversation between Nachiketa and the god of death, and this is Gita. Both of them more or less tells the same. Urdhva mula madhashakam ashwattham prahura vayam. That is Ashwat. That means it is imperishable. Prahura vayam means it is imperishable. Avvayam. Chandangsi. Chanda means the rhythm, or you can say Ved, or you can say the subject. Yassa Parani, that means whose leaves. Parn means Parn. You can take it for those who are joining, for example, John and His Highness. Parn means the leaves. Yassa Paranani, Yastang Vedasa Vedavit. Yastang means Yatu, that means Yatat. If you know, that means Ved means knowing, Vedasa Vedavit. That means you are the knower of the Vedas. This is the thing which is the speak of an eternal Ashwath tree with its roots above and branches below. Its leaves are the Vedic hymns, and one who knows the secret of this tree is the knower of the Vedas. Urdhva mulamadashakam ashwattang prahuravayam chandangsi yassa paranani yastam vedasa vedavit. Yeah, very good evening. Very good evening. Okay, I will now come to one concept which is called the field theory, and it is very quantum in nature. Now, see, the thing is that, as I was telling, that Karan Nalawat was asking that day that, sir, is Sanskrit difficult than real analysis, etc. So the thing is that it is all very abstract. It is all out of self-realization, and it is a very big metaphor. And we have to identify those objects in the metaphor, and we have to know. Now, in this last part of our discussion, we are going to see into what is called a field theory. Field theory in the sense that as the quantum field is pervaded everywhere, and we don't call the particles as excitations, but they are basically calculated in the field, and we calculate the Lagrangian and the Lagrangian density. Here also, the same kind of a field exists. If I'm not wrong, if you go to the 16th chapter of Gita, it is called the Kshetra Vibhag Yog. Kshetra means actually field. I mean to say, those who know Sanskrit, you will understand Kshetra. Okay, so that is called a field. So Kshetra Vibhag Yog is actually speaking of the field theory or the quantum field theory in a very, very metaphorical way. That is the 16th. Atha Shodashodhyayaha Bhagavan Uvacha Kshetra. Yeah, absolutely. So 16th Adhyaya would be the Kshetra Vibhag Yog, where it speaks of the quantum field theory. Okay, here we will talk about that same field theory and how it actually defines all those area. Okay, so what is the line that says? Let me read out the line in Sanskrit, then let us go with word by word. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninang Dehamashritaha Pranapano Samayukta Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. Okay. Aham obviously means I, no doubt on that. Aham Bhutani, Aham Vishnu, Aham Brahmasmi. Always Aham means I. Vaishwanar means the fire. Okay, the fire of digestion. How can I improve my visualization? Well, I would talk to that a little bit later. I talked to it earlier also, Success Boys. I am talking a little bit on a very different subject, so I would apologize that I won't be able to answer this question in this lecture. You can contact me later also. Vaishwanar means the fire. Bhutva means the being. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. That means I am the fire of digestion. So you understand, if I say I am the fire of digestion, that means something is which is very much spread across. Sir, it seems you are in a unique position to make sense of, to unify modern physics. No, Rudra, I mean to say, I am not actually making assimilation of modern physics and knowledge of Vedas. Actually, it is there. Etad vaitat. This is that. But what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to open your eyes. Actually, see, when I was educated in Ramakrishna Mission, we were actually talked more on the scientific aspects of Gita, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, etc. Chandi, Durga Stotram, these were actually taught much later. I mean to say, these are, anyway, there's a different subject. But Rudra, what I'm trying to tell is that this is the way we were being taught. The lectures have great screenshots. Yeah, we were being taught, but the thing is that I am trying to show a way so that you guys are young people, so you also take up Vedas, but don't think that Vedas and Gitas are only taken up at a very young age when you're post 65 or 70. Okay, it is not that. It is a very scientific thing. Have you heard, Rudra, about this book, Scientific? No, this was by Swami Vivekananda, Practical Vedanta. I will put this one again in the chat box. Practical Vedanta. You look into this book, Rudra. I would recommend this to you. Practical Vedanta. This is a book by Swami Vivekananda. I'm into lectures where he talks that how Vedanta can be actually put into our practice. So, because this is a channel for physics and mathematics, and I am a teacher into physics and mathematics, and I'm also into Gitas, Vedas, etc. So, this is nothing different, right, Rudra? I mean to say, it is nothing that Vedas are only taken up into spiritual, and then you sit down and Om Hari Om. No, it is very practical and which is very grounded, and you can make your daily life here. Right. Yeah. So you need to look into that. Anyway, so I'm just trying to give you a thought which is there. Okay. So I am the fire of being among all living this. Praninang deham ashrita. That means I am the fire. Now you see, fire means what? If I talk, I will talk to this later because I'm going to follow your tips as routine. I will talk about this later, success boys. How can you improve visualization? This requires a different kind of a talk. I am into a different kind of a lecture, so I would request, please, that if you want to listen to that, fine. Otherwise, you can talk to me later. So, what I was telling is that when I talk of fire, fire means what? Fire means actually, I hope you don't take me wrong, success boys, because I'm repeating again and again. Please tell me your name because I don't like calling by your nickname. So when I'm talking of fire, fire is also a kind of an energy. So it is saying that I am the fire which is present among all living beings. And this is a very misnomer that again you start thinking that it is God or Lord Krishna it is telling. No, I am the fire. That means it is talking of the energy which is present among all living beings. Okay. Pranan apan. Now there are two things when we do a kind of a pranayam, that is a breathe in and a breathe out, something like that. So pran means incoming breath and apan means outgoing breath. So this is pran, this is apan. Okay. So pran and apan. Again, this is a concept of yin and yang. Have you heard about this? Yin yang. Go to the internet and search it out. This is called yin and yang. That means what you have, and then symmetrically what you have the opposite. So it also speaks up basically of the symmetry, this and that, the opposite part. So prana and apan means this breathe in and breathe out. So it says prana apana samayukta. That means the incoming and outgoing breath is being combined. Pachami annam chaturvid. Pacham means actually digest. Anna means food. Four kinds of different kinds of food. So materialistically, yes, yin and yang. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it should be yin yang. I've got a problem. My head is reeling today, right from the morning. I've taken medicine. Maybe this is due to the power. And okay, anyway, yes, heard about yin yang. Yeah. So if you heard Rudra about yin and yang and his harness, I would say this is that pran and apan. So let me again reinterpret these shlokas. Aham Vaishvanara. That means I am. I am means what? The entire field which is pervading. It is speaking about one energy, that is the fire. Pran. I am the fire of digestion. That means I am present in all human beings. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninang Deham Ashrita. That means in each prani, that means in each human living beings, in each of them, I am there. Deham Ashrita. I am taking Ashrita. I am present in there. Pranapana Samayukta. That means breathe in and breathe out. Combined together, I am the food for all kinds. It is basically taking that it is all-pervading nature. This is called vibhutvam. Okay, I will put it in here. Vibhutvam means all-pervading. Okay, vibhutvam means all-pervading. So that means it is present around everywhere. Prana prana samayukta pachamanyam chaturvidam. So it is I who take the form of the fire of digestion in the stomachs of all living beings and combine with the incoming and outgoing breaths to digest and assimilate the four kinds of foods. What are the four kinds of foods? I will come to that later, but that is very important. Okay, next shloka also says more or less the same thing. Sarvasya chahang hridhi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Okay, so sarvasya means obviously all. Sarvasya cha aham, that means and I. Cha, remember, is always a conjunction which puts together the sentences. Sarvasya chaham, that means of all and I, hridhi sannivishto. I am in the heart. I am situated in the heart. Sannivishta means residing, actually, situated. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Matta means from me. Smriti. Smriti means what? Memory. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Pahanam means not forgetting, and apohanam means forgetfulness. This is again a contrast which is coming. That means what it is saying, that of all, I am the heart, I am situated, and from me the memory, knowledge, forgetfulness, everything arises. So again, it is a question of all pervading. Then it says, Vedaischa sarveir ahameva vedyo Vedanta krita veda videva cham. This is beautiful. So Vedaischa means Ved, by the Vedas and by all. Okay, Vedaischa cha sarveir. That means and all. Ahameva vedyo. I am indeed the Ved. Ved means I am the knowledge. I am the knowledge which is spreading. Okay. Vedanta krita Veda. That means I am the only one who compiles the knowledge. Krit actually, if you see in Sanskrit, means the doer. From krit, the word karma also came. That means the work. So krit and karma, these are means the doer. So that is the verb actually. So Vedanta krita Ved, that means I am the compiler of the Vedanta krita Veda videva chaham. That means I am only the knower of the Vedas. So actually, what does it mean? This is again, let us not misunderstand. It is saying that I, or if I am personifying myself as a field which is present among all human beings. Now, you see, whenever I say about field theory, etc., we really are doing all the mathematical conversations in terms of Lagrangian, etc. So, field again, as Rudra, Success Boys, etc., was asking that, tell me how to visualize. Now, you see, this is something very scientific with the Vedas and the Gitas have done. Now, if I talk that, okay, we are understanding electromagnetic field theory, we are understanding Lorentzian transformation. So what is going to happen is that you will see that this is a very abstract concept. Field means what? We can see it, we cannot feel it. But when I am personifying myself as a field, for example, today I am a human being, but I personify myself as a field, right? So when I say all those things, Vedaischa sarveirahameva veddo, I am the Veda, Vedanta krita Veda videva chaham. That means I am the compiler of the truth, etc. Then it becomes easy for visualization. So considering the contemporary Western idea of using mathematics, logic, quantum field theory, notations, etc., this sounds to be a little bit more scientific. The reason is that here you don't have to know any abstract feeling. Here you don't have to conceive field as something which is not known. Here the idea is I am the field, as if I am a human body. I have got a head, nose, entire limbs, hands, etc. And I am the field which is perpetuating, which is perpetually present, all pervading among all human beings. Now, see, as I told you, this is something which is a different kind of an approach, but this is what is called personifying an abstract object. That means the moment I consider myself, I am the one, again, people would again reinterpret and criticize me, but I'm okay with criticism. I love criticism. But the thing is that the ones who say the God is saying that God is one, I am the Veda, I am the knowledge, it is not the question of God. It is a question of writing the scripture in a very scientific way so that you do not have, or the reader do not have to think field or electromagnetism or gravitational potential as something very abstract. It is I. That means immediately you can close your eyes or you start visualizing a human being, and a human being is present in all the senses. So that is why the concept of I or personification comes everywhere. Sarvasya cha aham. Everywhere I am. What is that I? That I is energy. That I is quantum field. That I are the quarks, the electrons and the protons. Again, these are again very abstract objects. But the moment I say I am the quark, it becomes easy for us to visualize. Right? Sarvasya chaham, everywhere I am, Ridhi Sannivishto, in everywhere's heart I am. Matta smritir jnanamamo anangcha. From me, the knowledge, memory, forgetfulness, everything arises. So again and again, it is trying to personify an abstract concept into something which is very personal. Vedeshcha sarveirahameva vedya. I am the Vedas and I am indeed the wisdom. Vedanta, or not only Veda, Krita Veda. That means I am compiling and writing the knowledge. Videva chaham. Indeed, I am. So let us see the last paraphrasing. Here it is. I am seated in the heart of all living beings, and from me come memory, knowledge, as well as forgetfulness. I alone am to be known by all the Vedas. I am the author of the Vedas and the knower of meaning of the Vedas. Sarvasya, all, cha aham, I am, Hridi Sannivishto, that means I am seated in everyone's heart. So the moment I say I am seated in everyone's heart, I am present in electromagnetism, field theory, etc., it becomes easy to visualize. Matta smritir ganam apohanam cha. So from me, forgetfulness, knowledge, everything arises. Vedeshcha sarveirahameva vedya. That means within the Vedas, I am compiling the Vedas. Vedanta kriti veda videva chaham. That means, so you see, I hope you are getting my point that the visualization once becomes easier, that I personify myself, I am present, etc. So doing the mathematics, further abstraction, further mathematical equations becomes much more easier, because the concept itself that I'm learning field theory is very abstract. But if I say as a human being, I am the field, I am the knower, I am the knowledge, things become easier. So I have not covered one particular thing which I would just like to tell you, because I forgot to mention that in the presentation, is that all those things I will show you in this Kathopanishad also. It talks of the macrocosm, it talks of the microcosm. The very big, the sun and the moon and the stars. I was talking to my father. He was now reading, he's now reading what is called Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad is a very big Upanishad, and it talks about the Big Bang theory, the evolution of cosmos, etc. My father told that why don't you include that in your presentation? I forgot it, and then I think, yeah, I went to sleep a little bit. I was awake whole night yesterday, so the health was taking a toll. Now it's fine. So the thing is that, so Big Bang, etc., all those theories, when it talks of the macrocosm, huge, very big things, right? And it talks of this kind of a thing, quantum field, all those things which are present. The idea is ultimately the minute, the smallest thing. Now, in order to say how small it is, now somebody was asking this question, how small is attosecond, or how small is a quark? Yeah, I understand for students it's become very busy. I mean, for all human beings, it becomes very difficult to know and understand that how small. I mean to say, measurement-wise, how small it is. In physics and mathematics, with all those Planck's scale and Planck's constant and Planck's length and Planck's temperature, you won't get an idea of how small it is. But Vedas give you idea of how small it is. And you know how small it is, what Vedas tell. Angushtha. He says that the ultimate matter that we are searching, that means it can be either a graviton, it can be the string theory, it can be maybe such 120 tera electron volt. I mean to say, whatever the fundamental particle that we are searching, it is the size of a thumb. Now hold on. What the shloka says, Angushta matra purusho madhye atmani tishtati. Angushta matra. Angushta means thumb. Okay. Angushta matra purusho. Purush doesn't mean a male member. And Purush doesn't mean God also, etc. It is a metaphor. It is ultimately what we are striving for. So the line says, Angushta matra purusha. Let me put it over here, you will understand. Angushta matra purusha. Okay. Madhye atmani tishtati. Tishtati. How will I write? Tishtati. Okay. So Angushta Matra Purusha Madhye Atmani Tishtati. That means it is just the length of a Angushta, that is a thumb, and Madhye Atmani Tishtati, that means it stays within my heart. Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya Natat Vijugupsate. That is Ishan, that means this is the Bhut and Bhavishya. This is the truth. This is the Bhut means the past and Bhavishya means the future. Etad na Vijugupsate. After knowing this, you don't want anything. Vijugupsate. It comes from the word ipsa. Ipsa means to know more. Okay. Natato Vijugupsate. That means you don't want to. Yes, what happened in first time elapsed before the first Planck scale of the universe created. Yeah. So that is what is actually elucidated, Rudra, your question in the Chandogya Upanishad, which maybe we will talk, because I want to end in the entire conversation today in these two lectures. I am not sure whether I will go ahead or not, because I don't know whether the problem is that I get so less of reactions from the videos that it's become very difficult for me to decide whether I will go ahead. Only in mathematical lectures I get a lot of feedback. So reactions help me to decide my course of action. Yeah, Vishnu, hi, good evening. So what I was telling is that if you take, this is a weird thing, that Angushta, but in Oriental culture, etc., something very small is either this finger or that finger. So Angushta matra purusho madhye atmani tishtati. That means it is just the length of a thumb that it is situated in here. Ishano bhuta bhavyasa natato vijugupsate. If you know that, Bhut and Bhavya, Bhuta Bhavyasya, that means the past and the future, Natato Vijugupsate, you don't need to know anything more. What do you mean by know anything more? That means you have the elusive particle, you have the fundamental particle, that may be Higgs boson, that may be string theory, that may be the graviton, or whatever we are searching. So ultimately the thing boils down that we have to go to the quantum scale. The macroscopic scale won't give us an answer. The Upanishads also tell that it is, and it has been repeated many times, Angushta matra purusha antaratma jyotiriva dhumakaha. That means it is such small that even there is fire without dhum. That means without what I would say, fire without the ashes. The fire comes out, without the smoke. Dhum means smoke. So Angushta matra purusha antaratma jyotiriva dhumaka ishano bhuta bhavyasya natato vijugupsate etad vaitat. That means this is the truth. This is where even you get the fire which doesn't have a smoke. Now what is that? That is again a metaphor. How can a fire be without a smoke? That means such things, even if you get a fire without a smoke, which is a very elusive particle, this is going to be the truth, and etad vaitat, this is that. So anyway, thank you very much for all of you for participating, and especially for John and I mean to say those who participated. Yeah, John and His Highness from Ottawa. I think that if Angushta is smallest, is there a similar largest unit to? Yes, there is a largest unit in the cosmological scale. The sun and the stars, and even I think, if I am not wrong, the concept of black hole is also being there in this Vedas. I don't remember the shloka. I will look into that. I will let you know. So yeah, so Rudra, the question is that Angushta is again a metaphor. It is telling that out of everything, this is the length of this much only. But it resides within me. Within me means within everything. And when you read Gita, you see that Krishna is reminding you are the thing, you are Arjuna, the power, nothing. It is just telling that you are the energy. And that is true. We all come from the basic energy source. And I was reading Chandogya, my father was telling me the shlokas, and immediately I recalled what is called, I don't know whether you have heard this term. This is by Roger Penrose. It is called aeons. If you have read Roger Penrose, he coined a new term called aeons, and even Stephen Hawking, in his book Brief History of Time and his other researches, actually showed that the Big Bang, I mean to say, there was something and there is something, right? The universe just cannot come out of anything. Then later, Roger Penrose and Stephen Hawking also showed that it just came out of anything. Okay. I had a yogi friend who talked about Gita years ago. Yeah. So, His Highness, I just wanted to tell you this word yogi or yoga also means practice. So, Gita, as I'm trying to show you and interpret it, has nothing to do with religion. Again, I delivered a lecture many years back, I think, in Indian Institute of Learning and Management and others, and it is called Management Lessons from Bhagavad Gita. This was a quite a good This is still a good university in ILM. This is in Gurgaon in Delhi, and I delivered a lecture which is Management Lessons from Bhagavad Gita, where all the manager dilemma, where all the I would say problems dealing with management, how do you control your boss, how do you deal with your boss, everything, every single thing is being told in the second, third, fourth adhyaya of Gita. So that is also the power of Gita. So you need to have the way you want that, and Gita will reveal itself. That is the beauty. So anyway, so Angushta Matra Purusha means ultimately Rudra to you and to others. We have to go to the quantum scale, and that is quite proven. I mean to say, Gita and Vedas were written so thousands of years back, and you see right now what we are finding, the job prospects and everything, it is on the quantum scale. So quantum teleportation, quantum field theory, quantum computation. I meant to say, I'm being a general relativist. I'm not saying the general relativity or the macroscopic scale is not that going well, but the basic idea is that again and again we are going. Yeah, how large in aeons, you have a look onto it, then again I have to elucidate that. Anyway, so the idea basically is that aeons, how big it is, and the concept of emerging the universe out of nothing. That means there was not anything else, but it suddenly emerged. That is one opinion. The second opinion tells that there was something and it resulted into something. So Chandogya Upanishad also tells something which Stephen Hawking told, that nothing was there and it came out of sudden things. So if I mean to say, if you want, then we can talk about that 4-5 shlokas, which actually speaks about the Big Bang and things like that. The yogi was in his last incarnation before nirvana, according to karmic astrology. Yes, absolutely right. And I can talk a lot about that. Thank you that you have taken so much of interest in Oriental philosophy. Yes, so that is basically nirvana. And yeah. So thank you very much. I don't want to expand on that. I hope tomorrow we will be meeting again on this lecture, and tomorrow we will be speaking on mathematics, general theory of relativity, and something more. And I don't know, how do you like today's lecture? He was a brilliant person. Okay. So please do let me know in the comment, Rudra and others, how was the lecture? So I won't wait for your comment here. You can later put it in the comment box. A great lecture, Rudra says. Okay, fine. Yeah, I understand the number of viewers are very less, around 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm to say that is also okay. Thank you, Mr. Shounak. Thank you very much. The thing is that this is something, I won't say very new. This is actually very old, Sanatan, immortal. But yeah, I mean to say, people, you understand, people either they won't be understanding or misinterpreting, or it's difficult to tell. Yeah, I also don't expect much reactions to come out, but I thought that being educated in this kind of a system for many years, during my childhood, it becomes a kind of a moral duty as a teacher also. when I have the opportunity to talk and teach over internet, to make you people understand that please look into Vedas and Gita and Upanishads in a different way. Please do read that, because that makes the profound understanding of physics and mathematics much more strong, much more detailed, uh, and much more philosophical. So once we start looking into the physics and mathematics from this point of view, which only Vedas offer, I think that our learning in the later stages with all those mathematics semester examinations becomes much more easier. Thank you very much. I think we will be meeting before the Christmas, so I won't say Happy Christmas. I will tell it tomorrow. So goodbye. Take care.